Today, I'm joined by Angie Carter-Rosier, owner of the unique boutique on Garden Street, here in Pensacola. Angie has built a space that feels more like a curated experience than a store, blending fashion, gifts, local art, and upscale resale into a place where people can slow down and discover something truly special. With a strong background in real estate, business, and design, she brings an eye for presentation and storytelling into everything she touches, creating a boutique that feels warm, intentional, and full of personality. She's also deeply rooted in the local community, continuing to champion local makers and small businesses. Welcome back to Run of Show. I'm Tanya, your host. Let's jump in. Okay, so first I would like to say thank you for sitting down with me today. I know you were super busy. You know, it's funny, I say that at the beginning of all of my interviews. You're so super busy, but we're all business owners and entrepreneurs, so I really do appreciate you carving the time out for me. And so let's start with, where are you from? Are you from Pensacola?
I am not.
You are not.
So first, let me thank you for doing this interview and getting the word out about me and Unique Boutique.
Absolutely.
So I am from Indiana, born and raised in southern Indiana, a little town called Jasper, actually outside of that, Celestine. Moved to Nashville, 1993, when it was still a small town. Spent the majority of my adult life in Nashville, so I really call Nashville home.
You have a little bit of a Nashville accent.
Spent a little time in Texas too, so
Texas too? Yeah, what part?
Around Houston.
Okay.
My dad was there, so as I was growing up, I spent a lot of time in the Houston area.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what brings you to Pensacola?
My brother actually moved here. I don't even know what year it was, but he had moved down here. I went through some difficult times, and he called and said, "Why don't you come down here?" And I said, "No, why don't you come up here?" That was when I lived in Nashville, because I loved Nashville. Still love Nashville, but it's outgrown me. And so he gave it his best effort. He took a trip to Nashville, and it started snowing in Birmingham, and it didn't stop snowing until he left a week later, and it was over New Year's, and he said, "I ain't coming up here." So I said, "Okay, I'll come. You gave it your best effort, I'll give it mine." So I came down here, and it just seemed like where God wanted me to be. In the interim of all that, side note, my daughter's got a lot of health issues, and through moving here, we were able to get some medical help. So it was definitely a God thing.
Yeah. And how long have you been here?
I was here for about 4 years, back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I moved back to Nashville, and then I came back here in late 2014 when my husband passed away.
Oh, goodness.
Just needed a fresh start, and came down here for just a breather, and ran into all my old friends, went back to my old church, and just felt like home. And I was like, why did I leave here again? I love this area. So Pensacola's home, unless the Lord decides to move me, but I don't see that happening.
Right. Pensacola is great. We live with others' vacation.
Right.
You know, and I've noticed that about Pensacola too, is that people try to get away. Like it just keeps bringing you back. It is. But I've noticed that as I've gotten, because I tried to get away too, being a local, but I noticed that as I've gotten older, this is a really great place to plant your roots and raise a family. And well, now all mine are grown, but it's just a beautiful place. And so then you decided to set up the Unique Boutique. Was this your first endeavor here?
It was here. I was in real estate off and on for almost 30 years.
Okay.
Still have my license, but I'm in referral only now. I love the creative side of things, and how I got started in this whole concept was building houses myself, and just wanting to find beautiful things and couldn't afford them, and so I went out on the hunt, and through various means, and just found great furniture, great things, and then all my friends started wanting to go with me, because they're like, "Oh, you find the coolest things." That was up in Nashville. So they used to fight to go with me. And then I started a shop in Nashville, up in Nashville, a little town outside of Nashville.
Was it similar to this one?
Very much smaller, but yes, it was more, no clothing, just home and furniture and home decor, that type of stuff.
What was it called?
It was called Unique Boutique.
Oh, it was. Okay, so you carried the name. Okay.
It did, and so I ran that for about a year, and then I moved out of that town, and it didn't make sense to keep moving, going back and forth.
Right.
And people would tell me, they would say, "I'm so sorry it didn't work out," and I said, "What are you talking about? I lived my dream. Most people never go for their dream."
Right.
And I said, "I've had the best time doing this," and because I knew what I was doing, because I'd been doing it personally for so long.
Right.
I was in the black from day one. I never really struggled. So the bills got paid, and I had a great time. And when it was time to move on, I moved on.
You moved on, and then you started again because you had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I tell people that too, because we have the Unique Boutique. Everything up here is new, right? And then you have. Tell me a little bit about the store, and then I'll tell you my part.
Okay. Well, it was born. Excuse me. It was born as an upscale resale boutique, which is what I had in Nashville. Just a lot of beautiful, gently used items. And so we did that from September of 24 when we opened. I had a business partner who was a very dear friend. And then last year, October, November, I bought her out because she's a little bit older and she was ready to retire. She had family in other countries and hadn't been able to see them. And I kind of felt bad about it. And so I said, let me see what I can do. And she can go live her life and I'll figure this thing out.
Didn't she just go to Australia?
She did. She's got a daughter in Australia, and she had a grandchild she hadn't even touched.
Oh, gosh.
Because it had been so long since she had seen them. And once you get involved in this, it's all hands on deck. So as soon as we got to a place where I felt like I could kind of handle it and bring some other people in, I felt like it was time to release her to live her life. And so she's living a great life, I think, right now. So she's got a lot of things on her plate, too. But so then I decided, okay, how do I make this place really profitable? As you know, 6 months after we opened, we had orange barrels that are still out front of the store showed up. And so it's been a struggle. We've had a lot of support from the community and different people in the community to help us get through it. And so we're still getting by. We're not thriving yet, but I'm looking forward to that day. And hopefully by the end of this year, the construction's going to start winding up. And so we'll be ready. And so with your help and others that I've brought on expertise, I think we're getting our foundation built and we're ready to launch. So. And so.
Well, like I said, tell me about the store. So in the front, you have all new items with 16 local artists.
16 as of today. And I didn't finish that story. So after I bought her out and thinking, okay, how do I make this profitable? When I looked at all the numbers, I'm very much a fact-based person. And when I actually had the time to sit down and pull the numbers and look at the numbers, I put together a business team of some great business mentors that I knew they had already proven to me they wanted this store to succeed, and they believed in me, and so that just seemed like the right team to put together. And then, so when I looked at those numbers, I realized what I needed to do, and that was to buy more new stuff, to get a little bit better product. Really it seemed like a lot of people thought we were a little bit of a thrift store, which I really never wanted to be a thrift store. We really wanted to bring something different. There's a ton of thrift stores in this town, good thrift stores in this town. We don't need another one. And so I wanted to bring something different. I wanted to take it up a notch and serve that middle. That people that love beautiful things, but they need them at affordable prices. And so that's my theme here, is beautiful things at affordable prices. So the back room is now, everything got pushed to the back. Some of it went out the back door. And the very best stayed in the back. And so, we turned the back into the upscale resale boutique, and everything up here, we turned it into a beautiful ladies' clothing boutique with gift shop and local art. So, and more to come.
More to come. And that's what I tell people when they come in here. I say, it's always changing. We're always, and that's what I say about you. What I was going to say is you are so good. You've got this eye. When we go around, you tell me about all the things. I'm like, I didn't think about that. Especially with the things in the back, especially the clothing labels. Some of these clothing labels, I'm like, it cost how much for those? And you're charging how much? I'm like, people who know need to come here.
Yeah.
Like they need to come here because anyway, but I'm going to save all that because there's more to come. We're not going to cover today, but we've got some exciting things coming up in another month. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so now tell me, with Unique Boutique, you also have events that you do.
Yes.
Now, are you an event person? Were you always like the one throwing the parties, or is this something that you are trying now?
Well, I started out as a Kool-Aid mom. All the kids would come to my house, and so that was kind of a party, you know, organizing all that. I've done a lot with churches and organizations that I've been a part of, you know, big organizations up in Nashville that, you know, would have 500 people, or one of them had 800 people would come regularly every year. And so I mean, I've always just kind of enjoyed that. I like entertaining. I like making people feel special. So when we started here, of course, we wanted to do events, having local artisans. We have workshops and classes, you know, grand openings, anniversaries. I like doing the VIP sip-in shops is probably my favorite because it's a group of people that are already somewhat connected, and they just get to come and take a breath for a minute because the world is so crazy. Doesn't matter what you think, what you believe, anything like that. It's crazy for all of us. And so they get to step off of the beaten path for just a minute, come in and just laugh and have fun. And so I love that.
Well, you were telling me about, was it a bride that decided? Tell me that story.
So we had a lady who got married last September, and she wanted a special way to celebrate the people that helped her. And she was a customer, and so she asked me, can I come and do a VIP sip-in shop, and that'll be my treat to her wedding party and those who helped put the wedding together. And so she brought, I think it was about 7 or 8. So she came in and got them all a little gift certificate so they could come and shop, and it was just a lot of fun. Yeah. We had another group that came, and they were just church ladies, probably about 5 or 6 of them, and we got chairs right here in this spot where we are. And they just sat and chatted, and you know, they shop, and of course that's, for me, it makes it kind of worth my time, but I just really like the connection. I like when people just drop their guard and just get real and, you know, just connect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that because that is unique.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a certified wedding planner also, and I'm like, I never heard of that. What a great way to bond and to celebrate is to have a sip-in shop, like a private sip-in shop. You all come together, have mimosas, and do some shopping. And I know we're about to do some changing around the back and some fancier like dressing area, because we were talking about how you have that bridal experience where all your friends come and watch you try on the dresses. And we were talking about doing something similar to here. So, you know, come in and try on your dress. We have a whole selection. And I keep saying we, y'all, because I partnered with Angie in the Unique Boutique. And so we're working on events and merchandising, because in my previous life I was a retail salesperson. So the merchandising, but we've got lots of great plans. I am so excited about all the things.
I am too.
And then you have stained glass classes and a mahjong group that we're trying to get going, because and I've had a few people ask about that, and I tell them, so what we're doing right now is just we're doing the one-on-ones, and we get enough people trained and learned, then we can start doing more group mahjong type things. And then with shopping breaks in between shopping breaks, and we have all your mahjong accessories and all that kind of good stuff too. Okay, so tell me, what are some of the struggles when you're planning events? Some of the challenges you faced?
I think just getting all the pieces put together. You know, there's a lot to, as you know, putting on an event successfully. And so, you know, planning the event is really kind of the easy part. But getting the information out to the public, getting the interest to get people to sign up and come in, you're asking people to take time out of their busy day. And so why? You know, so conveying that message. Customers, it's easy. But people that are not customers, who don't understand that this is not like, you're not coming to some pretentious thing, you're just coming to relax, to laugh, to have fun, to just be real for a minute. So I think that for me, the biggest struggle is all of that part, the social media, all the announcements and all that, making sure I get all those, cross all those T's and dot all those I's so that the majority of people get the information. We've added a link or a an app now where you can go online. That's helped a little bit. But just, but let me just tell y'all, Tanya has been a blessing to me, because that's what she's helping me do, is get organized, get systems in place, get a structure where it's like a checklist, so that hopefully those things won't be quite the challenge that they've been. But yeah, it's just getting the information out to the public. And well,
tell me about a time when things didn't go so well and how you fixed it.
Well, this particular, here at Unique Boutique, our biggest challenging event was I do these things, or was doing these things called Mardi Gras Crew Challenges. And so the event itself really was going well. I had publicized it months in advance. There was a lot of buzz in the groups about it and the crews. We can't wait to be there. I had people driving from everywhere to come and help, because I'm just thinking we're going to get blown away. And hardly anybody showed up. And so we had tons of food. I had people here, plenty of people here. We had more people here than customers to help them.
Oh my gosh.
And that happens sometimes. And you just brush it off and you just move on. I mean, what are you going to do? So, we continue. I've taken a little bit of a hiatus on the events. We are not doing as many. We're trying to be a little more specific. Our stained glass classes have been extremely successful, because nobody else is doing that in town, and we've got a great instructor / artisan. So now what I'm doing is trying to take a step back and rethink the events, because everybody's doing events. What can we do different? Because Unique Boutique is all about being unique. What can we do different that somebody else is not doing? That's what I want to. I want to find that niche. And so what I hear from my customers is that they just want to relax. They just they don't want any expectations. They just want it to be, like sitting in their living room. Just comfortable.
No
and so that's what I'm working on, is getting our events to a place where people just, when they walk in this door, and really for every day, every customer that walks in, our 6 days a week that we're open, for me, the greatest success is if they walk in the door and they just go, and they can just take a break. Because women especially, we stay so busy, we carry so much. How can we just take a break and breathe for a minute and just connect with somebody, even if it's whoever's behind the cash register, another customer in the store? That's happened a lot. We've had a lot of connection with customers. So that's my thing, is I want people to know this is not a pretentious place. This is a very relaxing place. We play jazz music. It's a very small, intimate store. And we just want people to make friends and connections and just be okay for a minute.
Absolutely. I love it. It is a very relaxing atmosphere. Everything's so calm and tranquil, and especially the music, and I love it. And except for the noise that's going on with the construction. But once that's over.
Once that's over.
One of the things I tell people because I have a few events that nobody showed up. Oh darn, and I did all the decorating and all the food, and I'm so proud, because I'm a party person, right? And I'm like, from as far as you can see to as near as you can touch, all the accoutrement. And I say, you know what? They didn't show up, but now is an opportunity for those pictures. Now that you've got everything set up and staged, you can take all of those pictures without people in the background. I mean, because the people remover on your app, it doesn't always work sometimes, so I'm like, no, good. Now I can take all the pictures without the people in the background. And I always say too that it's never a failure. It's a lesson. It's notes for next time.
Opportunity for growth.
Opportunity. What did we do wrong? What can we do different? Absolutely. So tell me now about a time that was your best event, you had the most fun.
I think probably it would probably be our 1-year anniversary here. Just, because our grand opening was one thing. We had a lot of people came. It was right around the Greek festival. So, it was, we had a lot of success at that one. probably more people, but the grand opening was our friends.
Right.
It was the people that we had connected with, people that had grown to love the store, a lot of that. And so, and it was a celebration.
Right.
We made it. We made it through the
year.
orange barrels. You know, they didn't take us down. It was just a fun time.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm one of those ladies that I'm very unpretentious. I'm just who I am, and you know, just relaxed. And you know, I like to go home and put my feet up. And so for me, yeah, that's the reason I joined a Mardi Gras crew, is I could dress up once in a while, because I still have that part of me that likes to dress up and celebrate and all that kind of stuff and be special for a day.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want to live there. You know, what I mean? So, I think that's, you know, it was just a really cool time to connect with people, and you know, we've done a lot of things, bingo, bunko, all kinds of stuff, but just all the people that we meet, you know, that I've been able to meet and connect with. And somebody told me, your friends won't be your customers will become your friends.
Right.
And some of my friends are my customers, but a lot of my customers have become my friends, and that's what's really cool to me.
Yeah. Do you think you'll do another, like, anniversary?
Oh, yeah.
Throwdown? Yeah. So when is the anniversary?
September.
September, okay.
Yeah, September 12th we opened to a group of private friends, and September 14th we opened to the public. Oh, wow. I think that's right.
Yeah. And so now, again, how 2 years?
This will be 2 years.
2 years. 2 years? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you started planning yet? No, because there's so many other things going on.
That's our job.
That's my job. Okay, let me start making a list as we're sitting here. Okay, next.
No, actually, and as you know, they don't know, we're in the middle of planning another big transition here at Unique Boutique. And so I focus on, you know, what's next.
Right.
And then when I get through that, then we'll go to the...
Then we'll go to the...
we'll go to the next thing. And not that I'm not thinking about things in advance, because we've got a couple of events coming up this month. So we have your event coming up on the 30th. And then we have I'm just really excited about, we have Brittany Humble and Green Bean Skincare that's going to be here and do kind of a garden party thing, and go back to what I was just talking about, just making ladies feel special. Right. So I'm very excited about those, and then the transition will come right after that. Big announcements coming, and then after that we are going to plan an anniversary.
Yay! After that, it'll be in a week. We're going to plan it, we're going to promote it, and we're going to have everybody here. So that was
a little time.
A little bit. That's one of the things I wanted to say, is that because Unique Boutique is always evolving and changing, because people, you know, they come in and say, oh, well, what about this and what about that? So I wanted to say, if you have any ideas about classes or workshops or things you might like to see in the store, things you're like, that you saw on vacation, and you're like, why don't they sell that in Pensacola at any of the stores? Let us know about it. So with that, what is the best way for people to get a hold of you?
The best thing to do is email me at info@ub-pensacola.com. That's info@ub-pensacola.com. And that's true, and I do that. I actually go and visit other shops here in town and other places. Made a trip to Mississippi just a few weeks ago and looked at some shops I had seen online, wanted to see how they do things. And what's really cool for me is on that trip, I was actually able now as a shop owner to help some other boutique owners. And so, you know, went in, and they actually carry one of the vendors that I carry, but there was an item they did not have that is one of my best sellers. And so I was able to say, you really need to get some of those. Right. And they were very appreciative of it. So I go to Nashville a lot. Obviously, my daughter still lives there, and so I go and I see what other people are doing, look for cool displays, just all those types of things. So, but yeah, I want to know, what's unique and different that Pensacola doesn't have, because I don't need to do what everybody else is doing. Right. I want to fill the need that is not being met.
Right, yeah, your ultimate gift shop.
Yes.
Because I've done that a lot, because I love to travel, and I do that. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. We need this in Pensacola.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, bring your ideas. I'm happy to research them and try to bring them.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so give us your words of wisdom that you would like to leave our listeners with.
I think, and especially here at Unique Boutique, but all through my life, everybody goes through hard times. Everybody makes bad decisions. Everybody does things that don't work out sometimes. And I think it's, just don't give up. Just be not problem-centered, but solution-centered. Mm-hmm. As I was telling you before we did this, I had a boss up in Nashville. I used to work in the music business, and my boss one day, who was a very dear friend of mine, he said, "Boy, Angie, you complain a lot." And I was like, well. And he said, "But you know what I love about you? You always bring the solution with the problem. Right. How can we fix it? Because everybody complains and looks at the downside of things, but okay, what are we going to do about it?" And so when the orange barrel showed up, it took me about 3 days. I'm sitting here going, "Oh no," to go, okay, now what? What are we going to do about it? So I think that just just always look for solutions. One of the things I do is I try to focus and coach people when they're feeling really stuck or down or no hope or whatever. Sit down and make a list of all the choices you have. One of those choices might be stay right where you are, but we always have a wide array of choices. And then list the advantages and disadvantages of them, and usually your next step will become clear. But just don't quit.
Right.
Just don't let life beat you down. Just get up, figure out what's the next right step. Use some wisdom about it. Don't just jump. And I've done that. Sometimes we're so reactionaries. I like to respond and not react. So slow down, take a deep breath. What do I do next that makes the most sense? It may not work, so what? If you do nothing, you're going to be right where you are. So just keep moving. And be more solution oriented, because there's always a solution to every problem if we just don't give up.
I love that. So, just keep swimming.
Keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Thank you so much, Angie, for spending time with me this morning. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And so